Caution, this video is intended to make you think.
Hey, Koko here. All right, my little note says, because of, not in spite of. Amy Mullins said that. And in the bottom, there'll be a post of hers where she said it. But I think it's Amy Mullins. It'll be over here if I got it wrong. Because there's also Amy Purdy. Amy Purdy is a Paralympic athlete who is on a dance program on Monday. She has 2 prosthetic legs. She has double amputee below the knee. And she is blowing people away. And primarily because she is doing things that nobody can get locked in their mind that a double amputee can do. She's dancing. I mean, modern cha-cha. I mean, I never watched this program. I have no idea, but it's amazing because, once again, I do know who she is. She's a Paralympic athlete, bronze medalist at the Sochi Olympics, top first or second seeded women's snowboarder, adaptive snowboarder on the planet. So consequently, overcame a gigantic obstacle. I mean, having both of your feet amputated. And now she's dancing. And there will be links to videos to see what she's been doing. And she's doing this stuff because she can do it, not in spite of whatever, misfortune she had. And I think it's setting a tone and setting an example for us, because everybody has some sort of a adaptive or some sort of an issue in their life, something that's holding them back, something that is a disability, and it may not be physical, it may be mental. I mean, in most of the cases, it's in here. You've decided you cannot do something. Fortunately for me as a kid, my mom had some serious health issues. She had brain tumors when I was 3 and again when I was 7. She had a brain tumor removed from back here. And whereas that was a very bad thing, and she had other tumors later on, and she wound up dying about 17, coming up on 17 years ago. But what that did to me as a kid is, first of all, it made me very independent, because my parents would go to doctor's offices, and that was before they had the play area and all the other stuff. I mean, they'd say, here's Highlight Magazine, take the Highlight Magazine and entertain yourself. Well, I'd work for a while, and then I'd be talking to adults. I mean, I was a 5-year-old, I was a 6-year-old, I was a 7-year-old, I was a 4-year-old probably, talking to adults, having conversations, intellectual conversations. I was blowing people away because I just was smarter than the average bear. My mom had disabilities, and the doctor said, Jeannie, you'll never do this or this or this or this or this again. And my mom says, watch me. And she did exactly everything they said she couldn't do. And and it wasn't in spite of what they said, it was because she could do it. She said, fuck you, I can do this stuff and I'm going to. Taught me to question everything, and it makes me kind of a prick. And if you know me, I question everything. I'm, smarter than my own good. And there's a lot of stuff I see people blindly doing, blindly following, and it's just silly. And I question it, and they think I'm being an asshole, or they think I'm, how can you be a motivator when you're dissing religion? Well, because it's silly. I mean, come on, really? I mean, I understand why it was created to fill in the dead spots. Like you don't understand something, you make a god who like, why is the sun rise? Well, it's a sun god. Why does the moon come up? Well, it's the moon god. Why does it rain? Why does it storm? Why does it flood in the spring? Why, why does why does it get wintry? Why does it get summery? Why do the leaves change colors? Well, yeah, in early man, they had no idea, so it was a god. It was a mysterious, magical being that controlled all this stuff. And then later on, then there was less and less need. And at this point, now it's like, really? I mean, I don't get the need. And I've studied this for decades. So I have enough knowledge that I can actually say this stuff and say, okay. And I can give you a valid explanation, or actually ask you questions and you'll say, and have no answer, because you can't, because there is no answer. And I don't do any of this in spite, I do it because. How can I be a motivator and be negative? Well, that's not negative. These are obstacles that people have put in front of them. So it's kind of like they've put these things so they have to, in spite of these obstacles, they'll achieve. No, it's not to shut down and just achieve, because you are who you are, not in spite of whatever your handicap, whatever your disability, whatever the obstacle you've placed in front of you, whatever the demon is that you are struggling with within you. You can beat it because of who you are, not in spite of your demons. Do you kind of it's like, it's all state of mind. People believe they cannot do something, so they can't. By the way, it's bullshit. Bullshit. You can do anything. But what happens is you say, I'm going to do this. And somebody says, no, you can't do that. I mean, oh my gosh, if I had $1 for every time somebody told me I can't do something, I'd have a big old pile of dollars. I'd have enough dollars to not have to ever work again. Because a lot of people you can't do that. I was in many industries where my claim to fame was doing the impossible. That's why, people brought me in to do stuff that people looked at me like, how the hell do you do that? And how do you stay under budget? And how do you, well, okay, because this is what I do and this is how I think. My mind is open to opportunity, is open to suggestions, not closed. It's not I don't have a box. My mind isn't a box. My mind is stuff. It's just out there. There's no limitation. There's no walls. There's no ceiling. There's no floor. I close my eyes and I see nothing. It's all, as far as every direction I look, I see nothing stopping me. So, think because, not in spite. Okay? As always, Koko